Welcome to CDS. Today we will be talking about the CCH 9610 VQ machine, which stands for the CDS Cleat Haul-Off 96-10. We will be going through the maintenance operation of this machine. One of the first things you will need to do before installing a new chain or taking out the old chain is remove the drive chain that goes from the idler sprocket to the drive shaft. This way, by having this removed, you'll be able to move the shaft as you need, and it's going to be easier to roll out or roll back in the new chain. What we need to do at this point is to put the rope at the extremity of the chain, and this will help us to be able to drag and pull the chain inside the machine. What we do is that at the edge of the chain, we're going to do 2 knots. One, and then a second one. Then we do the same thing on the other one. Again, 2 knots. And now we're ready. So the rope is going to help us out, as you may see, to guide the chain. Always good to be 2 people. Daniel here does it all the time. And we're here to install the chain together. And this is how it's going to be done. As I'm pushing in, he's holding to the slack. And we're going to go all the way in order to enter in the machine. A good thing that to do is also to have some guard to help you out. And now we're going to take the rope as a guide, and we're going to go and put the rope under the machine in order to bring the chain all the way to the center. That's why 2 guys, one will hold the chain because it's still a heavy chain. It will have a tendency to run away from you, while the other person puts the rope in order to be able to push it back after. And now, as he's over there pushing or pulling on the rope, I'm going to be giving him the slack that he needs to bring the chain all the way to the center. And now the chain, we brought it all the way around the conveyor, and it's at the center of the conveyor. And now we're just going to put the last piece, we're going to enter it inside. So what we're doing now is we're just securing the rope in order not for the chain to run away from us. We're just going to secure it while we do the final step of putting the second bottom piece of the chain inside. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece of the chain, we're going to bring it over here in between the conveyor and the post, and in between the gearbox plate and the conveyor to meet up with the second half. Give me some slack, a bit more. Maybe 6 more inches. Every cleat assembly will come with a master link. So prepare your master link ahead of time in order to make sure that everything is ready. So we're going to take it apart in order to help us and facilitate the assembly. So once you take it apart, then we're going to go to proceed to install the master link. So now we'll cut the rope in half, and the rope is still attached to the chain. So what we're going to do with the rope now is we're going to put it on the other side of the link, on the other section of the chain. And now this, we're going to use it to help us to bring closer the two chains together, so that once they're together, we will be able to put the master link easily with no use of tools. Everything will be done with our hands. The only thing is, you will need a bit of strength to pull the two chains together. So now what we're going to do in order to help us to have some leverage, you can take any type of a wood stick or a crowbar, and what we're going to do is that we're going to go and give us more support for our hands in order not to pull on the rope itself. And this was going to help us out. And whenever my partner is ready, I'm going to be pulling while he's going to be putting the master link on the chain. So when he's going to give me his signal, we will be installing. So Daniel, whenever you're ready. Ready? So as I'm pulling on one side, he's installing the master link. And this is what makes the job very easy, so that you're not fighting with the chain. And it's done. Now we just have to connect the master links. So now what we're going to do is, the rope that we installed as our guide, we're going to cut it. And because we had a loop, it's going to be easier to just remove it. And now everything is done by hand. We're going to push the link outside. Just be careful not to push it out completely. We're going to put our links. Both links. Then what you're going to have to do with the help of a mallet, you're going to push the master link out and bring it all the way out this way. Then you're going to put the second master. Just make sure that the cover is on the bottom, like this. And then we're going to put the master link, and it's very simple. You just put it on one side, push the bottom out, so it becomes like this. And then with your thumb, you just have to push it down, and your master link is now connected. So once the chain is installed and the master link is installed, the last thing we need to do is put the remaining cleat. We colored the cleat in yellow in order to see where the master link is. So now what we're going to do, we're going to put it over there, and we're going to put 4 screws attached to the cleat itself, to the cleat base. So once our chain is completely installed, the last thing we need to do is actually tension the chain. So as you may see, the bottom one still needs to be done because we're working on that one right now. But if you see on the top one, we already did it. And what you want to do is that you want to tension the chain until you have the same length of screw from this point, from the point of the block, all the way out. We're going to take a tape measure, and we're going to measure to make sure that both of them of equal distance. And how much tension do we want? If we look here in the center, we want to be able to lift the chain at the center about 1 inch high. That is the perfect amount of tension for these types of cleat chains. So now with the help of an air wrench and also the use of a 12-point or a 8-point socket, we will put the tensioning now on the bottom screw. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the tool, we're going to put it inside, and now we're going to go and tension it. Then with the use of a tape, we're going to make sure that the distance of the screw is identical to the bottom. And this is how we're going to do it. Now we are at the bottom one with the tape, and we're going to measure as we're tightening it to make sure that it matches what's on the top conveyor. And now we're going to measure the top. And now we're going to measure the bottom one again. And I went a bit too much on the bottom one. So now with a hand wrench, I'm going to untighten until I get the same measurement. Better to do it manually at this point in order to have a precise measurement. And this is how we tension the chain. Once everything is installed, once your tension is completely finished and both have the same tension, what we're going to do is, with the use of a crowbar, we're going to see if we're able to rotate it by hand. If you're able to rotate it by hand, the installation is good. If it's too hard, that means that either the sprocket, the chain is not in the sprocket, or something is holding on the chain, which we need to fix before we put the final drive chain. And as you may see, I don't need to work hard, and I can rotate the chain pretty easily, indicating that the installation has been done good and indicating that we're good to finish the installation of the main drive chain, and this is completed. Once every 3 months, you would need to put some grease in the zergs. So what you're going to do is, with the use of a grease gun, we will give 2 pumps on the grease fitting, and this will help us to keep lubrication on the post, so your machine, your top conveyor and your bottom conveyor, will be able to move smoothly. Machine maintenance is very easy with this feature that we have over here. This is basically an external grease fitting. Every fitting is connected to either a bearing or the unilift in order to facilitate maintenance even while your machine is running. Only put 2 grease pumps in each grease fitting. You should do this once a month. If you didn't have this option, you will need to go directly inside the machine, stopping your machine and removing some of the guards panel in order to access the grease fitting, and then do this operation. Although this makes it very, very easy to do while running the machine and having access to all your grease fittings. You should change the oil of the gearbox at least once a year. This screw over here, which is an hexagonal screw, is your oil level. Every gearbox will have it in a different position depending on how it's mounted. The other screw is your evacuation screw, which are Allen key screws. Also, only use the recommended oil by the manufacturer. Regarding greasing the chain of the cleat, you should never do this. The reason why is because the chain comes with already a tart on it that will last for the entire lifespan of the chain. Therefore, adding grease to this chain will not bring any benefits. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, comment, like, and also share this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact your local sales representative. Also, if you want to have more information, you can always come and visit our website at cdsmachines.com. The link is in the description below. Once again, thank you for watching.